When people look at a German Shepherd puppy, they usually see the beginning of a life. I see generations of decisions behind that puppy. After more than 50 years of breeding, training, and evaluating dogs, I learned that temperament does not begin with the first training lesson. Genetics creates the foundation, and early development, environment, and responsible ownership determine how far that foundation can grow.
You know, after living with German Shepherds for more than 50 years, there is an experience I want to share, long before their eyes open. When people come to Southernwind and look into a whelping box, they see puppies. They see tiny faces, little paws, and newborn lives just beginning. But when I look at them, I see more than 50 years of decisions. A Southernwind owner once asked me, "Cecilia, how long have you been breeding German Shepherds?" "Since 1974, I answered. "About 52 years. She looked at the dogs and said, "I have seen your puppies and adults for decades. They are not all the same, but they carry many of the same qualities. They are self-confident, strong-nerved, intelligent, easy to train, and aware without becoming disturbed by everything." What is the philosophy behind your breeding program? The answer was standing all around us. The history of a puppy does not begin at birth. It begins generations before. I have personally followed approximately 14 generations of German Shepherds within the families that shaped Southernwind. In human terms, that represents roughly 350 to 420 years of family history. One person could never observe that many generations of a human family. But dogs mature more quickly, so a breeder involved for more than half a century begins to see patterns invisible when someone looks at only one dog at a time. I am not talking about pedigrees I admired in a book. These were dogs I lived with, raised, trained, evaluated, bred, followed, and learned from. Some showed me what I wanted to preserve. Others showed me weaknesses I never wanted to repeat. Mistakes became lessons that changed later generations. One of my greatest lessons came from my work with the Mounted Police in Puerto Rico. For more than 20 years, I worked as a head trainer and advisor, helping develop more than 200 police horses and working with over 800 officers. Those horses had to function around gunfire, crowds, umbrellas, tarps, traffic, confusion, and real police pressure. At the same time, I was raising German Shepherd puppies. Many days, I brought them with me and placed them safely in a playpen near the training area. They heard gunshots, they watched umbrellas open, they saw tarps moving, horses reacting, officers running, and activity happening around them. Then they played, rested, and watched again. They learned that noise and commotion did not automatically mean danger. But those puppies taught me something central to my breeding philosophy. Exposure can develop the stability already living inside a puppy. It cannot manufacture a nervous system the puppy did not inherit. This is why I say genetics is 100% important. I do not mean genetics controls 100% of everything a dog will become. I mean genetics is present in 100% of the dog from the beginning. It can never be removed from the equation. Training matters, environment matters, the mother matters, the breeder matters, and the owner matters enormously. But none of us begins with an empty puppy. People often say puppies are blank slates. I understand what they mean, but I see it differently. The page is new, but the paper has already been made. The puppy has not learned your home, your rules, or your expectations. Much of the story remains unwritten, but inherited qualities are already there. One puppy may investigate something unfamiliar immediately. Another may stop and study it first. One may recover quickly after a surprise. Another may need more time and support. One may possess intense working drive. Another may carry the calmer temperament needed by a family companion. The purpose of breeding is not to make every puppy identical. It is to understand what each puppy has inherited and guide that puppy toward the right life. Training does not create the entire dog. It organizes and develops the qualities already there. Good genetics give an owner strong material to work with, but they are not an excuse for careless ownership. Even a wonderfully bred puppy still needs structure, thoughtful exposure, training, rest, boundaries, and a relationship built on clarity and trust. The breeder pours the foundation. The owner continues building the house. Today, when I look into a whelping box filled with puppies only days old, I understand they are both a beginning and a continuation. I see their parents and grandparents. I remember the dogs that taught me real nerve strength. I remember the puppies watching the mounted police horses, umbrellas, tarps, movement, and gunfire from the safety of their playpen. I see the successes, the mistakes, and 14 generations of choices that helped bring these puppies into the world. Years from now, someone may look at one of them and say, "What an incredible temperament." They may never realize that part of that dog's story was written long before he opened his eyes. These are my experiences, lived and learned through more than 50 years beside the dogs who became Southernwind.
Temperament is not what the dog shows when life is easy. Temperament is what remains when the world becomes loud.